Hi folks, we were driving our truck and you can see it's a bit old and it's stuck in the sand, so we thought we can stop and record one episode of our The Supply Chain Show. Hi Paul, how are you?
I'm fine. Good. How are you?
So we know Paul. Paul is one of our instructor. He has done a lot of courses for us in for our supply chain community. Some of them you've seen or you'll see going forward, right? Today I'm going to talk with Paul about what changes has happened post-COVID, right? And which of those changes are here to stay, and some of them will go to the old normal, right? So this is what we're going to talk about. Where we should start. So we have seen there's a huge focus on supply chain digitalization. Of course, and we have been forced to work from home. We're working from home. The question is here to stay or not, right? So, and what else has happened, Paul?
Yeah, I think if we were going to look, we see changes in, first of all, the organization of work.
Yeah.
Second of it, the organization of our supply chain, of our activities. And the third one you already mentioned is the organization of information. How do we get those information?
Cool.
And in the COVID period, there has been some changes. So looking at where we all had let's say the experience with is suddenly we had to work at home.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because we changed our way of working, starting working at home using Teams, Zoom, etc. And we're able to run our business.
Yeah.
And
So let's do one by one, right? So let's start with working from home, easy one, right? I think that is no going back. Companies, I mean, in Silicon Valley and Google and all that, they've already changed the way it is. And I think let's call it even manufacturing companies, which is pretty much site-based operation. When you make stuff, there's a lot of jobs, especially supply chain jobs, because that's our focus community, of course. Why you need a sourcing manager or a buyer or an operational procurement guy or a demand planner have to be on site on the time? I don't think you need.
I also don't think so.
Okay, we
because
agree.
I think they can do the work anywhere in the world, and it also has, of course, also implication in the sourcing of those people.
Yeah.
Because should they live 1 kilometer from the site you are working, I think it can be global. You can work anywhere and plan that production and do your demand planning and so on.
Cool. The second thing, again, the COVID has also taught us and reinforced that business continuity or contingency planning, right?
Yes.
And that has, again, the whole topic of risk management, which is your area of expertise. So how you see what people going to do now going forward, especially on that topic?
I think, first of all, everybody is now aware of risk.
Yeah.
That if something is happening, that big pandemic in this part, that stopped our supply chain, that stopped our production. There were all types of regulations what prevent us from working.
Yeah.
So that's risk management. We have to identify that on an ongoing basis and see what can happen, how can we react, what mitigation can we take, and worse, if it goes wrong, how do we continue our business?
Right. So I think what we also want to discuss is this whole, I think, changing scenario, because I think between 90s until before COVID, there's a huge focus on best cost country outsourcing, find the best cost, and of course, total cost of procurement. But COVID has also forced us, when you don't get part from China or, when the whole trade is getting very difficult, high container prices, then again, the organizations are thinking how and what we can localize, right? What do you think?
I think it's changed. We had a focus on landed costs. So we outsource and make as low as landed costs. What COVID proved to us is that we have risk.
Yeah.
Because if the trade lane is going to be closed or, let's say, congested, we don't get the product.
Yeah.
And we have seen it in several parts that hampers our business.
Yeah.
So we are going to source locally. And that's also one of the most sustainable things.
Yes.
Get it more local and make a lower footprint.
More jobs for local country, local people, right? And I think that's because I think there's not many countries which I think they like to call themselves best cost these days. I don't like the word low cost because I think we talked about the other day that even you can find a lower cost production in any part of the country you are in. You know, in UK there's a cost differential. Similarly, into
But it's not only about cost.
yeah,
It's now more about the risk and being sustainable.
yeah. If you can't get the parts in, you can't produce. So you can't have business. You can't be sustaining. That's correct. And I think the third, because of the again the whole journey of digitalization and how the information management, both internally and external to supply chain, and how we used to see before COVID has also changed post COVID, right? Again, the whole concept of data security has been enhanced as
Yes,
well at
of
the same
course.
time. So, what do you think on that part?
I think we are getting used more in working with computers.
Yes.
So we are going to use also more the data and exchange the data.
Yeah.
We have seen now more the need in connecting systems.
Yeah.
That will be the legacy of COVID
Okay.
in our future.
That's a very nice word. Connected system, a legacy of COVID. COVID is a good thing for supply chain. I'm saying this for a long time, and I'll keep saying this. Last bit, which is my favorite topic, right? That if you can manage your supply chains sitting at home for 18 months, which we all did, and we did somehow survive, business survived, and we moved on. Why there is still obsession in the organization? No, we need to hire local people. Why? If I know a demand planner shall say somebody sitting in India or Philippines or I don't know Morocco, right? Why wouldn't I hire that person, bring into our systems, because most of the systems are cloud-based, ERP or your whatever documents, Outlook, whatever systems you use to run your business is accessible globally, right? So if that is the case, why can't I hire somebody in Morocco and run my own business? I mean, it's been proven by IT companies in Silicon Valley and a few others. And I think to hire the best talent globally should be far more easier now, and it should also give supply chain people opportunity to apply for remote jobs, as long as there's of course the induction plan in place, because I know hiring somebody which you never met face to face is not a regular thing. I know that, right? But I think it should happen, and the remote job should become more normality. I mean, I believe it, and it should. If it has not happened, it should happen in few years. What do you think?
I think that is fully true. But
Okay.
you started with a point. What is a generation issue?
Yeah.
The current generation of managers is used to work at a site.
Yeah.
The new generation of workers is used or will be used to work anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And that gap needs to be resolved.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for coming in again. Pleasure
Thank you.
seeing you.
See you the next time.
See you next time again. Guys, subscribe to our channel so we can bring a lot more people. Hopefully, you see a lot more good content from me and Paul. Keep it simple and keep it real. Ciao.
Ciao.
So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments below.